Stuart Meissner is a Republican candidate for U.S. Senate in New Jersey. Mr. Meissner, hello, how are you? Thanks for coming in. I banged my head up, and now I'm looking on the camera. Yeah, go ahead. You got to go microphone.
Sorry about that.
And no, it's okay. Good to see you. And now let me see. This matches my skin. Very nice, Frank. Thank you. So I'm trying to. I'm not because I have the Baxatracin. What is that called? The Baxatracin thing is that triple antibiotic that I put on the stitches in it, and it's bleeding through. So I see a little darkness on there. These are the things we worry about on morning radio.
You get those spider chalk.
Yeah. That's good. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I could have done something like that. How are you? You came in down to Wall Street. Thank you very much. Where are you coming in from?
Coaster, New Jersey.
My goodness gracious! I lived in Alpine for years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
2 blocks from Alpine.
I was in Englewood Cliffs and Englewood and Tenafly. Now I was in we're Newark folks, but then I said, let me go close up to New York doing the comedy clubs back in the day. But then I looked at a little town called Alpine. This was 30 years ago.
Right.
Alpine, I don't know what to say. So I said to my wife at the time, I said, let's move to Alpine. Go to Alpine. Gorgeous. So now it's like I couldn't afford to live in Alpine.
It's crazy.
Stars are there. Isn't Britney Spears up there or something like that?
I don't know. Chris Rock used to be there.
Chris Rock used to be up there. So but closer, Rudy's Pizza. That's all I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Pizza.
It's always a great pizza.
My son's on Tenafly varsity high school football team. So
Congratulations. That's great. Tenafly. Great town.
Yeah,
great town.
Very proud of
So you're making the foray into the Senate here. And then tell us your background, Stuart, what's going on, why you would want to do this. They always say, Joe, you should go in. Then I look at the downside. They don't give you a break. And all you're trying to do is be a public servant.
Yeah, well, I think this is all about the future of New Jersey. That's how I see it. It's about time that we put New Jersey first, and I believe that my background experience is perfect to take on Cory Booker, the Spartacus. I know he's a friend of yours, but I don't want to offend anyone here. But
everybody talks. Then they say something about Cory, Joe. I know he's your friend. I've known Cory most of my life, and I have respect and love for him. I do, but politically, we're on opposite sides of the spectrum. But still, we're friends. But thank you for acknowledging that.
No, it's no problem. But it's about my candidacy is about law and order. It's about truly affordable medical care, which is not just naming a statute Affordable Care Act when it's not affordable, pharmaceutical prices that are no higher than Canada or Mexico, and basically, working for the people in New Jersey, not just the corporate elites or the fringes of either party. I want to be a senator that will make New Jersey proud in D.C.
Yeah.
And I think I can do that. So
now you're a Republican candidate going in, so you got to run through a primary. You got to do the primary and everything, right?
Yeah.
So you have a PAC, a political PAC, raising the money. That's the trick.
Well, I'm raising. Unfortunately, I'm 57 years old. I have some experience in my belt. I'm a former prosecutor, Manhattan DA's office. I know I was listening on the way in. I know you weren't too fond of prosecutors on the way in, but my father was a defense attorney, so I come from a line of attorneys. But
where was your father a defense attorney?
In Brooklyn and Manhattan.
Wow, cool.
So, I took the opposite route. He came over from Nazi Germany and grew up with those stories.
He came over from Nazi Germany?
The day before Kristallnacht, 8 years old.
Wow.
So I grew up with those stories. I'm a proud Jewish American, and I went to Solomon Schechter High School in Brooklyn, grew up in Brooklyn.
Look at you, man.
And, was Manhattan DA and Attorney General's office under VACO. I was a 9/11 volunteer, on the pile at 9/11, and unfortunately, 3 years ago, I got cancer from it.
You did?
I beat it. I had surgery. I had chemo.
What kind of? Wow, God bless you. You look great. What cancer?
Testicular cancer.
Gee whiz! That's from down
there. Yeah.
And
it's very unusual.
Now, what made you go down there? Were you part of a?
It's right here, actually.
So you were here. So you said, I'll go help.
Yeah. Well, I was actually living at the time in West New York, right on the water.
Yep.
Jacobs Ferry.
Yeah.
And I was taking the ferry to work. I worked in the city. I have an office in the city, and I saw the towers fall, and they canceled the ferry service, and I felt that weekend.
Did you get hit by the ash on the ferry? Because I remember it went south. All that
air.
The air went. It was going south that day. I'll never forget that. And so your ferry, you would have been right there.
Yeah. Well, that weekend afterwards, I felt like I had to do something, and I just went. I took the ferry over. I walked from the ferry terminal up in Midtown all the way downtown the West Side Highway. It was like a ghost town of military vehicles, and I went right on the pile. They had a bucket brigade, they called it. So I was in the front of the pile lifting different debris because they didn't want to hurt anyone. And I'll never forget the whistles when firemen are down, they don't move. These whistles go off automatically. There were hundreds and hundreds of and cadaver dogs, and it was like a scene out of a horror movie.
Because they would find something there.
Right, so they could find them. So that had an indelible mark on me, and then obviously it came back 2.5 years ago with cancer.
Dang, man,
and, So once you go through that experience, you feel like you could take on the world. And
were you attorney most of your life? Is that that's your background?
Yeah, I was. I was been attorney for 31 years now.
Yeah.
So I raised 2 kids, teenagers. One's in Syracuse University. Unfortunately, being hit with all these swastikas now and everything. It's a freshman in Syracuse.
We appreciate you coming in, Stuart, but really, this anti-Semitic rise. I mean, see, you got your campaign right here, man. And I'm a political junkie, so I appreciate you doing. I appreciate your courage going in, running for Senate in New Jersey, because we got to take it back, and to get a Republican, get a conservative, that just doesn't go hook, line, and sinker with the progressive socialists down there. The anti-Semitic rise, no one's talking about. It's coming out of the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C. Listen, if your family comes from an escaped Nazi Germany, please keep that out there, because it's almost, you have to. Thank God my children are learning about the Holocaust in school. Thank God. But they never were. And we have to bring it to the forefront, because you have people like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib on the Democrat side that are trying to just do away not only with the Jewish community, but with Israel itself.
That's why I used to be a Democrat, in Brooklyn.
Look at you. Same way, man.
Albino, so
same way.
I don't recognize the party of Brooklyn when I was in Brooklyn. So the Ilhan Omar's, the squad, it's not what I recognize, and that's why I became Republican.
And use that, if I may, I'm giving you a campaign strategy. Use that 9/11 thing, man. They forget about it. And they make fun of it the way Ilhan Omar makes fun of it. Man, you got to stay on all those things.
Well, Ocasio-Cortez was 10 years old when it happened, so she doesn't know.
She has no idea. She should, but she doesn't. Yeah.
No, but you brought up money. Since that, I was fortunate to represent regular retirees and widows and against Wells Fargo of the world, who get screwed over by their nest eggs. And I had a big award representing an SEC whistleblower against Monsanto. Got $23 million, the largest accounting fraud-related case in history 2 years ago.
You did that?
So, yeah, I did that. So this helped me fund. I gave a significant sum to my own campaign. I'm raising a lot of money in the Jewish community and other communities, and I'm looking forward to getting broad support for New Jersey. So.
You seem like a good guy, but you went through a lot, man. God bless you.
I appreciate it.
God bless you. I'm glad that you're a survivor, too, a cancer survivor, too.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
Well, that makes you want to take on the world, when
I'm right there. Al's right there with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we understand it. Stuart Meissner, Republican candidate.
MeissnerForSenate.com.
MeissnerForSenate.com. Stuart, thanks for coming in and fighting the traffic down there.
Pleasure. By the way, I was on the phone with you a couple years ago.
I remember that.
Alimony reform.
Yeah, man. Now wait a minute. Hold it.
That was another thing I read. You remember this?
Tell me, where can I send the check?
Robert Orth endorsed me, brought me on.
That's great. Robert Orth is great.
I ran just to highlight that issue in the special election.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
And they passed a law.
It's got to be done for men and women.
I wasn't even elected, and they passed a law. Christie signed the law to reform alimony.
I love it.
I want to help people.
We got to talk. We love it. Stuart Meissner for Senate, USSenate.com. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you so much, man.